Unveiling the Spiritual Path. Chapter 2: The Unfoldment of the Human Species. Millions of years ago, long before the time from which modern science traces the first human footprints, a higher potential entered the animal form that evolved into the present human form. It has been revealed through the ageless wisdom teachings that a spark of divine mind was implanted in the brains of apes, the most evolved animals of that time, giving birth to what became the human species. Vast cycles of evolution passed before this spark of divinity was registered by human minds as a higher dimension of the self, the true self that is the reincarnating soul. Only recently, eons after the implantation of this seed of higher consciousness, has the divine human potential begun to emerge in more than a few individuals. In the epochs since the birth of the Fourth Kingdom, the germinating seed produced another layer of awareness within the human being, and then another and another. With each major advance in consciousness, the form containing the evolving species underwent a metamorphosis, leaving physical evidence across time of a wide spectrum of human forms, with brains of growing size and complexity, identified by biologists and geneticists as precursors to the brains of present-day women and men. Until the present, scientists have considered the changing size and complexity of the human brain as the key markers of the evolution of the species. However, brain size, which has been equated with intelligence, differs significantly from consciousness. Consciousness is the substance of the soul, which utilizes the brain-mind to become aware of itself. The soul is an evolving organ of awareness that learns to perceive the existence of a realm of Earth's life invisible to the physical senses and unknowable to the concrete mind. The emergence of soul consciousness at this turning of the ages reflects a ripening of the seed of divine mind, the fruit of long phases of evolution in the realm of dense form. What we are about to say may arouse disbelief in some readers, but we ask you to remain open to considering the following facts as they pertain to the coming stage of unfoldment. As conveyed in the ageless wisdom, the first human forms were composed of etheric substance and took shape on a plane of earth known as the physical etheric plane. It was in this subtler sphere that primitive bodies were first developed. Picture in your mind a valley sinking below two high plateaus like a U-shaped curve. The plateaus represent the physical etheric plane. In the long course of its evolution, the human species descended from this subtler realm into the valley, the world of physical density, for the development of physical, emotional, and concrete mental bodies. The growth and coordination of these three bodies gave rise to the formation of the personality, the outer world instrument of the soul and its mask until the light breaks through. During the course of lifetimes of immersion in dense matter, the triple form of the personality became integrated, giving rise to the sense of individuality that characterizes the current era. This was a pivotal stage in the evolution of the species, as it allowed for the development of autonomy and free will. However, this level of consciousness has now reached its limits and turned in on itself. The dangers of the overdeveloped sense of individuality are evident across the world. And yet the destruction wrought by untrammeled individualism within a portion of the human species has served to arouse the divine spark in others. Awakening humanity has entered the upward arc of evolution and has begun to tread the path by which the soul comes in contact with its divine origins and, over time, returns to the realm of spirit. Through steady expansions of consciousness, this path leads to alignment with the kingdom of souls, guardians of the divine plan and teachers of humanity. The divine plan for the Aquarian age foretells the blending of energies of the fourth and fifth kingdoms toward the creation of a kingdom of heaven on earth. To gauge the magnitude of this upward turning on the arc of evolution, it is important to understand what preceded it. To arrive at this juncture, the human soul had to awaken from relentless rounds of pain and suffering, born of the illusion of separation, based on the appearance of individual forms. To be able to transcend the limitations of the current state of awareness and realize the inseparability of all lives, it was an evolutionary requirement to first develop a full sense of individual identity, a coordinated physical body, an expressive emotional body, and a developed mind, one that evolved from a primitive state into a faculty able to penetrate light years ahead into the birth and death of stars and galaxies. Now, at this critical time in planetary evolution, the highly developed human mind is capable of becoming the searchlight of the soul. Human beings across the globe are awakening to the limits of the material world and seeking more. There is a spreading awareness that the world created from the separative, individualized stage of personality development is collapsing. It has become a necessity for humanity to transcend the reality of the outer personality and enter the reality of the soul. A trigger for the soul's awakening is satiation with the material world. Rapidly increasing numbers of human beings are arriving at this state. Shiny, new, expensive material things have lost their luster for this segment of the race, especially in light of the environmental destruction that accompanies the production of these things. All across the world, there is a growing realization that laboring for a lifetime to purchase material objects does not constitute a meaningful existence. At the same time, the growing wave of climate disasters is raising awareness of the transitory nature of life. These and many other factors have sparked a widening search for meaning and purpose. Human souls are being prodded to ascend the upward arc of evolution to the next plateau, on the etheric physical plane, where a new world of light will foster the flowering of the human soul.